I am Iron Man, and you're watching Channel 17.
Alrighty, folks, it's Farrell with Crowd Surfing. We come down to the complex here in Salt Lake City to see Salt Lake City Nerd. We were here last year. We talked to Chewbacca, some other people. Let's go inside and see what it's all about. I don't want to talk to that guy. Get out of his way. He's going to follow me around. I hope he bumps his head. Bump your head. Bump your head. I knew it. He's going to bump his head. Watch. Yes! Alrighty, I'm here with
Craig Nybo.
And Craig, I talked to you last year. You got a little dressed up this time. What's
Man in Black, kind of a Man in Black kind of a look. I did a Vox Nerd, and I needed a look for that, so that's what we have going here.
So you got all dressed up? I thought maybe because you were so successful last year, you're setting your goals high. You have to dress up all the time now.
Actually, people are giving me crap. They're like, "What's this? What's this, Craig? What is this?"
They're like, "You have to nerd it up on purpose."
Yeah. Well,
Alrighty, I'm here with
Iron Man,
and I've seen a few costumes today, and I don't want to be rude, but you haven't really worked too hard on this one, have you?
Well, this is conceptual cosplay, You fill it in with your mind because anything I create could never match up to someone's imagination.
I don't want to get in your guys' way, but... Alrighty, I'm here with...
Danielle Uberales, Rebecca Frost, Cherry Mac.
And can you guys tell me a little bit about what... I see you got a mixer hooked to a computer, and what exactly is going on?
We are Hello Sweetie Podcast. We're an all-female geek podcast.
How is this event compared to last year so far?
People are having a lot of fun, and that's just like I said last year, and I always say, for us, it's all about getting a bunch of people together to be passionate about what they like to do. And when people gather together and they're just having a great time, that makes us happy. That's all we want out of it. That is all we want.
I have zero imagination, though.
Well, see, I have boundless imagination. I'm just lazy.
Is that what it is? That's a nice way of saying do it yourself.
Also, I work for FedEx, so these sort of come in ample supply. I don't have to go buy fabrics or buy paper mache.
But you do have to purchase Sharpies or markers of some sort.
Exactly. Well, there's some sacrifice for the art. There's no helping that.
So you got to go and spend $1.30 on a Sharpie, but you don't use very much, so you're probably good for 7 or 8 costumes.
Exactly.
So, well, you guys share recipes and stuff, like home cleaning tips. Help me out here.
Awful. No, we talk sexist.
Is that what it is? I'm sorry. Oh.
We talk about movies, TV, comic books, video games.
Oh, really? So like cool stuff people would be interested in.
Yeah.
You don't discuss the new model of vacuum cleaner.
No, we're a geek podcast.
not a housekeeper podcast.
No.
Bigger crowd, smaller crowd. Any idea yet?
It's looking like the counts aren't in yet, but it's looking like a larger crowd. It's more organized this year. We've learned a few lessons.
Ironed out all the bugs, huh?
Not all the bugs. There are a few cockroaches still crawling around in the machine.
I noticed you had booth set up this time instead of just randomly placed.
Yeah, well, actually we charged for the tables, and we're rolling any proceeds we make straight into making the event better. We're not after making a whole bunch of money. We're trying to make the event better. And when people pay to have a booth, I think they expect something a little bit better than a little table kicked off in a corner. So yeah.
What's probably the coolest thing you've seen down here today?
Just all the different nerddoms coexisting like an actually functioning United Nations.
Yeah, I said, what's the coolest thing? I said, and then I realized I'm at SLC Nerd, so our nerd's really cool.
They seem to have taken over, guys with like Bill Gates and such owning, 80% of everything. It sort of have to be a lot more nerd friendly. The world has to be.
You have no choice. You have to like them.
Exactly.
Alrighty, well, hey, Iron Man, thanks for talking with me.
No problem. Have a good day.
So I have a question about podcasts, because I know a lot of people have them. How do you keep track of how many people, because they download them or subscribe to them, how do you keep a list of everybody that listens to them? How does that work?
Depending on the host software that you use, they usually have a counter. We host our website or our podcast through Podomatic.com, and so we can log in and it'll show us how many we get on average about 1,500 to 2,000 downloads a month. So you can check us out on iTunes.
So instead of buying a Maserati or something, you're just gonna put money into this and just keep going, huh?
That is, for us, it's all about the audience. It is all about the fun. It is not pretentious. It is fun, and that is it. That is all we want.
Yeah, people are loving it. Everyone's having a good time. It's a great event.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thanks for saying so.
Well, hey, I appreciate your time. You're probably busy. You probably got a book to write or something, right?
Yeah, I do. I just put out my first book, actually. It's can I put in a shameless plug?
Please do. That's why I asked about it.
All right.
Buddy, I'm here with
Paul Janess.
And Paul, can you tell me a little bit about what it is that you're doing down here at Salt Lake City Nerd?
Yeah, I was invited to SLC Nerd to do some roundtables, talk about geeky topics. We just finished talking about the first Hobbit movie, so we totally nerded out and got into all the details of the first Hobbit film and talked about what we're excited to see in the next two Hobbit movies.
So, like, from all over the world, obviously, correct?
Yep. All over the world. What we got listeners in Switzerland and
Sweden,
Canada, Spain.
And so do you have to, like, do the boardy to the Swedish people? Is that?
no.
I've watched too much Muppets, don't I?
Yes.
This girl right here does not like me at all. She doesn't find me even a little bit entertaining.
Sorry.
That's all right. You're the only person who doesn't like me. Can you believe that?
I didn't say I didn't like you.
Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, I really appreciate talking with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Book is called Allied Zombies for Peace. It's zombies versus the KKK during the 68 Veterans Day Parade. 42 minutes. The whole book takes place in 42 minutes. It literally starts on fire while you read it.
How many pictures are in this book?
0 pictures.
I'm not interested.
There's some great books for you. They go like this. There's See Dick Run. And he can run and jump, and he can shop. He can buy things. You should get on those.
I ought to.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Craig. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a ton.
I've been keeping track.
You've done 3 today, 3 interviews today?
Actually, I've done 2 today.
So this is number 3.
This is number 3 today. I'm saying this is the 3rd time you guys have.
Yeah, yes, because you're multifaceted. You have different, I don't know what the word to use.
Sides, personalities, yes.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
Multiple personalities, right?
Shh, we don't talk about that.
And then later, I'm going to be doing a Vox Nerd presentation, which is kind of like a TED Talk, which is, a 15-minute little speech about something that you're interested in or passionate about. They wanted me to do one that was funny, so I'm doing one entitled Becoming a Dragon Slayer. A good idea or the dumbest thing you've ever done? So that's going to be my little Vox Nerd talk later, so...
Alrighty, I'm probably going to be in trouble because I only recognize R2D2, correct? And you guys are going to have to tell me the rest because I have no idea. I'm out of the loop, so to speak. Yes.
I'm Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Black Widow, Avengers.
Ash, Army of Darkness.
Female Bane from Batman.
So, because we see you other places, we've seen you here. How do you keep track of everything that's going on and all the stuff that you do? You got to be busy with just appearances.
There's a way to keep track?
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, I actually do. It's called, hey guys, was I here? I was? Okay, great. I'll see you there.
So are you from Salt Lake? Do you live here? Are you from somewhere across the country, exotic?
Well, I've been a local here since 1996. I grew up in Nevada and lived here ever since I got out of college, and just been building, up a career being kind of the writer guy and a writing instructor. So I teach a lot of writing classes. I was just speaking at the Utah League of Writers conference earlier today, actually. So it's a busy day for me.
It's gotta be hard to talk with that, isn't it?
Very hard to talk with it.
You know what that reminds me of? My mom when I was in trouble. Don't make me talk like this! So, what possessed you guys to come down and check out Salt Lake City Nerd? Have you been to other events, or is this the only one?
This is our first time. Well, for me.
We just like dressing up.
Do you just do it for the heck of it?
Just normally whenever I want to.
Like, hey, we're gonna go out dancing. Let's Dressed like Princess Leia.
On a wig. I do that all the time.
You have like a notebook full of things that you got to do?
Yeah, we actually do keep a scheduled agenda, so we know where we're supposed to be at what time and when we were there.
Like a Palm Pilot, if you will? Do they still use Palm Pilots? This would be the place to ask about Palm Pilots.
It's called an iPad.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah. It's called Navi. She annoys the crap out of me.
Oh, yeah? And who's that? Is that your mom?
Oh, no, we just call her the Blair Witch.
Hey, who's this guy?
Deadpool! I will send you back to Thanos!
Yeah, Utah's my home. My wife and I live here, and we're going to be here forever.
So how would you go about writing a book? I mean, I know that's probably a dumb question, but
No, it's okay.
how would, because I wouldn't have the first idea what to even do. I'd think I have a great story and I'd sit down and draw a total blank.
No, Farrell, it's an excellent question. How do you write a book? And you just proved that you're not insane. Because pretty much crazy people want to write books because it's a huge pain in the butt. So you showed me that you have very good mental health.
Well,
I barely know you.
People would disagree with you, I promise. We interviewed a guy last year who had Chewbacca, and I don't know if he's here or not, but he had like a full-on Chewbacca costume. And he was talking that he like gets on the bus or rides a front runner and stuff like that. That's what you guys ought to do.
We were actually talking about it. We actually just went down to a local bar and we were just kind of sitting there eating and got a lot of stares.
People are probably like,
Yeah, really awkward.
As they let me in.
people are probably like, well, we're not real sure what they're going to do, so just let them in, give them a drink, and get them out.
I will send you straight to Thanos!
Can you say that on TV?
So hard, I can't think of it now.
I can't think of an analogy.
That's Deadpool for you. Oh yeah, no. Actually, we do keep a very, very ordered list of what we've been doing and where we've been. We kind of have to, since I'm actually in charge of one of the Ghostbuster groups now.
I would say, because don't you guys? I mean, you go all over the place, not just Salt Lake, Ogden, Provo area. You guys are all over, right?
Yeah, we actually are in May going out to San Jose for FanimeCon. We got invited out there by my sister, and a bunch of friends of ours want us to go out to see them. So it's like, okay, 12-hour road trip.
That's all right. Those are fun.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
No, writing books is crazy. Don't do it. If you're a writer, you write, and it's a passion. It's something that you can't ever suppress. You just have to do it. I had to do it. I had some stories that I had to tell. How do you go about doing it? You sit down at the computer and you spend hundreds of hours trying to become a better writer because you're going to suck for the beginning. For a long, long time. And your first drafts are still going to be bad. Mine are still bad. And I've been published since 2006. I've sold a dozen short stories, a few novels, but writing is very difficult. I do not recommend it.
We had to walk all the way to the back so everybody got a good look at us.
Well, and no one offered to buy you a drink or dinner or anything.
Nope. It's Utah.
But I gotta hand it to you though, because there's no way on earth I would ever dress up, because I'd get beat up. Somebody beat me up if I did that.
No. For looking like that, yeah.
I definitely would get beat up if I went out in that.
I don't know if you could pull this off, but maybe.
I can't. I'd like to think I can, because it takes a good-looking man to even make an ugly woman. So I would be a horrific-looking woman if I. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, thanks for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Of course, by the end of the road trip, by the time you get back home, you really know where you stand with someone, because.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you're standing on my foot. Oops.
Little tiny things annoy you. I hate your hair color. It's driving me crazy.
Okay, I'll just spray it again in 5 minutes. Okay, you're good.
Alrighty, well, hey, I really appreciate you talking with me. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
So it's got to be a lot easier now than, say, 30 years ago with the advent of the computer and everything. I couldn't imagine sitting at an old typewriter. You'd go nuts just hearing it click all the time, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, it's way easier now, especially to edit. Can you imagine you make one mistake on a page and then you got to redo like the whole page? I mean, no, it's way easier now. And then the paradigm has shifted in publishing. I still sell to major publishers, but I'm exploring the independent route and self-publishing certain things. Go right to Amazon.com, put it out there, skip the middleman. Amazon will give you 70% royalty rate rather than you get 10% from the publisher usually.
Alrighty, I am here with and it doesn't speak, and I have no idea. Can you help me out?
It's Snorlax from Pokemon.
From Pokemon, and they don't talk, right? No matter how much I try to make him. Oh, does he? Like, what does he make?
Snorlax.
That's it. How do you get his name? Oh, because of the sound he makes, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alrighty, I'm here with
Russ.
And Jess.
And can you tell me a little bit about what it is you're doing down here today?
Oh, we're doing lots of things down here. We're actually part of a podcast, Residual Hunting's Revived, that we're down here getting interviews from the local geeks. But we also are based out of a paranormal team, Wasatch Paranormal.
So you're. I got to tell you, I've dealt with some paranormal investigators. And I think it's all hogwash, man. I got to tell you, you spend a lot of time in the dark, running around, banging your shins on stuff, and you have 4 hours of recordings, and all you hear is,
and you get paid absolutely phenomenally nothing for it.
You must work for Bill.
So the whole paradigm has shifted now, and it's an exciting time and it's a scary time to be in writing, and the publishing industry is kind of in trouble. Amazon is sort of destroying them. So we'll see what things are going to look like in the next few years, and Barnes & Noble's kind of going out of business.
So if you're crazy enough to try writing, this is a good time to get in and see what happens.
Absolutely. This is the writer's time in a big way. The gatekeepers, the traditional gatekeepers are almost gone. You know, the publishing industry is shrinking. There's still a lot of books coming out from them, but the gatekeeper model is going away, and a lot of people are just going right to the public now.
And are you sword? What is it?
I snagged him from waiting in the concession stand, and I was like, I got to take a picture of you. I was a huge Pokemon fan, played the card game, and I'm part of Sketchcab right behind us. We're a bunch of figure models, and we're taking pictures, drawing, and stuff.
So you're not only how do you say the name again?
Snorlax.
Snorlax. You're not Snorlax handler. You just saw him, right?
Yeah, I snagged him. I was like, I wish I had my Pokeball right here. I could have a giant Snorlax.
You're the type of person I would want to take out because you're the skeptic. And I will take a skeptic over a believer every chance I can get, because if you walk in with a believer, everything is paranormal. And, oh, did you hear that? You know, I've got this breeze. Oh, the guy's like standing next to you, kind of breathing over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Or do you feel this draft? This has got to be a portal. Well, you're under an air vent.
Close the window.
Close your window, or whatever. You know. But if I take somebody who's a skeptic, a true blue skeptic, and I take him into an active location, you will spend the whole time trying to disprove something. And when you can't find a reasonable excuse for what just happened to you, then that's when we realize that, okay, now we've had an encounter. And it usually takes about a half hour to an hour. It's usually about how long the skeptics last when they come out with us.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know why I just thought of this, but I know like in a lot of music and stuff, like the music labels, they push them in a direction they want their music to go. Is that the same thing when you get like a big major publisher? Do they look at your story and say, you know what? We don't like that. Can you do this, this, and this with it?
Yeah, in a way, like say, generally if you're a writer and your first book, say, is a thriller, and they put you out as a thriller, and then you decide on your second book or third book or whatever that you want to write a mystery maybe, then they're like, nah, we'd rather you write a thriller because we branded you as a thriller writer. Or like you suddenly decide you want to write a fantasy, and they're like, no, you're a thriller writer. So yeah, there's just mostly horror stories from the major publishers. It's more creatively freeing to be working with a smaller publisher in general, or being independent, than working with the big ones. But the big ones still give you a lot of exposure, because they used to be able to get your book in all these bookstores. Now, not so much.
Where do you get something like this at?
I had it commissioned. I had someone make it for me.
Oh, good idea, because, yeah, I couldn't make anything.
I can't make anything either.
So, you guys are with this sketch... I always want to...
Cabaret.
I want to call it cabaret.
Cabaret. It's wrong, but it's good.
So, what exactly, you guys got a pink background? What are you guys doing over there?
Well, we have our photographer, Todd, back there taking pictures, and we're a figure modeling group, and we're a bunch of figure models, an entertainment group. We have hula hoop-ology people and aerialists, and we just go in there. We figure model on an octagon stage, like Sarah Bear right back there. She's posing so that people can sketch her up.
I actually had one guy that was a skeptic. Came down, it was the first, it was literally 15 minutes, sat in a chair, something touched him from behind. He came out of his chair.
You sent somebody over there.
No, there was only 3 of us, and the other 2 of us were out in front of him. It was me, him, and his wife. Something touched him from behind. He came out of his chair and was like, holy crap, okay, something just touched me. I know it wasn't either of you guys, and I can't explain that for anything. And then he very gingerly sat back down in the chair, and we went through the rest of the evening.
Rocked back and forth and sucked his thumb is what he did.
So almost something like that, yeah. But so no, I would much rather go out with a skeptic than a believer, because we do try to disprove anything that we run into first.
So you are correct in thinking that you are pushed into certain corners, but there are writers who break these conventions, but it's difficult.
But if you go to Amazon, you don't have to worry about what anybody thinks, but the people buying the book.
Exactly. Exactly. So you can go to Amazon and do your thing. A lot of writers who want to write different genres, though, like you're saying, they have pen names where, like in thrillers, they're James Patterson. And then when they write their mysteries, they have another name. Stephen King did this alter ego thing where he used a pseudonym for another type of book that he was writing. So that is one way to get around it, so that you don't use your thriller name on your other title. Use a different name. And a lot of writers do that because they don't want to write the same thing over and over and over again.
Get very monotonous.
Very monotonous.
Alrighty, well, hey, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you, Farrell. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Okay.
Veronica Lynn Harper, she started it up in her house, and it got so big that we had to get a venue, and so we actually worked down here at Club Mix. Our event was just last night, and it was so much fun. It was glam rock theme.
So the question I have is, you have people that come want to draw pictures, and they're just like stick figures. They're just there to look at the models, right? They just draw like a stick figure and...
Yeah, well, not really stick figuring. There was a random stick figure on an art book last night, and I was like, okay, that's gotta be prettier. Draw a rainbow, a waterfall.
So you helped it out a little bit.
Yeah, I embellished it. It had to be pretty.
You could have put Snorlax. Snorlax! Oh, hey! And he has interchangeable heads, correct?
That's awesome. I love it.
It's like an action figure.
Yes, right? You don't leave it in the hallway. Your dad's going to step on it and be mad. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Hey, I really appreciate talking with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's really old when you're taking people out and they hear any little noise and they're like, oh my gosh, what was that? And you're like, it's trees on the building, or it's the wind blowing.
You know what I find hilarious is people will take pictures and their lens will be dusty, and they'll have those and they're like, oh, those are orbs. It's like, no, you got to clean your lens.
Hey, that's dust.
Yeah,
that's insects.
dust.
It's moisture.
Yeah.
You'll get lens flares. Lately, it was funny because I just debunked 2 photographs from some investigations just recently. A founder of a team was like, it looked like this demon was coming around from behind him, and he's like, I don't know what that is. It's totally bizarre. We're trying to get some other pictures, and I go, wasn't that one of the trees that they had back in that one room? He's like, oh, you're right, it's a tree. Okay, so so I debunked that, and he immediately took it off his site at that point because it had been debunked.
Alrighty, I'm here with...
I'm Marcus. I'm Zach.
And you guys almost like you're introducing a boy band. I'm Marcus. I'm Zach.
Not quite, man.
Yeah.
We're indie game studio. We make video games.
I was going to ask, it's yellow bouncy ball, but you have pink on. I'm confused.
So our game that we're trying to advertise right now is called Neb Jones, and our character is this little pink guy. So this is like the guy, these are his eyes, wearing this little goofy hat, Indiana Jones hat. It's like a little adventure game. So we're pretty excited about it.
How long does it take to put something together? Because you see some of these games and they're fairly intricate. I mean, they've got storylines that branch off here and there. How long would it take to do just a mediocre game? I mean,
hours, man. It takes a long time.
First, I'm going to talk to this guy, but I'm not sure if I need to. Where do you speak from?
Well, I myself speak from the mouth, of course. We have a voice box built in with sounds, voices, and sound effects.
Oh, the casket just fell over. It's possessed, huh? You guys have real ghosts. It ain't made up.
We ain't dead yet.
Kind of like you.
The other one was they had these really cool line squigglies and stuff in this room, and I go, well, you had your camera on night mode. Something shiny was there because the lens was open longer, the camera jiggled a little bit. If you look at all the squigglies, they're all in the same pattern, because that's how the camera moved, So yeah, we do try to disprove everything, and when you can't, it's the whole theory, was it Sherlock Holmes or whatever, whatever you can't disprove must be true.
So when you guys are putting together something pretty in-depth, you're like, are you always working on it? Even after it's been released, are you working on it still?
A lot of times, yeah, fixing bugs. I mean, it never ends. And then if users like it, they always want more. So.
And then somebody finds a way to screw up whatever it is you did, and find you gotta fix that.
Yeah, they're always finding new bugs even after release. But yeah, it's awesome.
So are you guys from Salt Lake, or where are you guys from?
We're from Utah.
Eagle Mountain?
Yeah, Utah County.
So about how much time do you think you have in this particular?
This game we've been working on about 6 months, and man hours I couldn't tell you. We all work full time. It's kind of a hobby. We're trying to push it as hard as we can to make it a full time thing. It's our dream, but man hours are crazy. We put lots of. I mean, yesterday alone I didn't sleep. I was trying to get this thing ready for our demo. I'm going on nothing right now.
That'll make you old before your time. You know that, right?
It's all good, man.
I have the same problem. I'm 17. Look at me, because I don't ever sleep.
You look good, man.
So this is really cool. Can you how does it work?
Well, basically you've got the respirator, the goggles, the voice box, the whole setup, and it's got the button control.
Good thing it's not very loud.
It does have volume control, so I can adjust, or I can do the strobe lights.
Oh, in your eyes, yes.
That way, when you're in a dark room and he comes at you, then that's all you see is the lights.
The question I have, and I've talked to some other people about this, I mean, I realize when you guys are on investigations, you don't just walk in, get all this evidence, and walk out in like an hour. You guys are there for hours and hours upon end.
And that's what some with the TV shows is. They make it look like, oh yeah, we went and hung out at this place for 2 or 3 hours, or 45 minutes here, and then nobody slept. We spent like an hour or two analyzing the audio, and this is what we got the next morning. No, they're probably there 3 or 4 nights. You figure every hour of audio you pick up, it takes 3 to 4 hours to analyze it. So if you go in for 8 hours, you're looking at 24 to 32 hours of analyzation time. It's not something quick. And you'll go in, and it may seem like you get a lot of stuff that happens because it's all compiled up and bunched up and edited together, but it could be, you go in there and sit for an hour and a half and nothing happened, and then, oh, hey, I got this one EVP.
That guy looked at me like, 17? Whatever that guy's into, stay away from it. So if somebody's interested in finding this, where would we go find it?
We're releasing it in July is our scheduled date, but it's going to be on, if you can see here, it's BlackBerry, iPad, Android, and Kindle Fire. We'll release on all the major tablets. It's a tablet tap adventure game, so yeah, you could check it out in July.
Alrighty, well, hey guys.
Also, one more plug if I may. NebJones.com. If you want to check out the game, you can get on the mailing list there, and we'll send you updates as we release them. And when we release the game, we'll mail you out an advisor there as well.
Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you talking to me. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Man, thanks a lot.
And go home and get a nap or something later on, will you?
Sounds good.
So how long would it take to put something like this together? Because it's fairly elaborate.
I'm not really sure how long it took to put it together. It doesn't take very long to put it on. I mean,
is it heavy?
No, it probably weighs about 5-6 pounds.
Holy smokes, that's really cool. So, what is the theme? I guess I'm looking for. What's the?
He's kind of like a torturer. Usually carries around the chainsaw, which is this fairly large chainsaw on the floor here.
Yeah, I saw that. That's very elaborate saw.
It is an operating chainsaw, so the motor does run, but the blade does not spin.
Well, don't tell nobody that. They don't think it's... So, and not to mention the show, but I know what I'm talking about. The cheesiest thing I've ever seen, and these kind of people make people like me even fall back more from believing it, is they have this box, they sit in a room with static coming out of it, and all of a sudden it'll say a word, you hear rope. Well, what is that all about?
What that you're talking about a voice box, and what it does is it scans radio frequencies. And so, but it immediately, I mean, it just bounces so quick that you should never get any verbalization out of it. So if the theory behind it is that the spirits manipulate it to put things together for a specific word, but if you get a single voice giving out a whole sentence, there's no way that box can do that, hitting a radio frequency every half second.
It sounds like a police scanner or something, but just super fast.
Kind of, yeah. That's kind of what it is. It just literally goes through, and you can pick AM or FM. They're really hard to work with. They give me a headache because it's just a lot of that noise. But I have been out where we've gotten some really interesting things that have happened.
Alrighty, I'm here with
Revan, great, mighty, and powerful Lord Flagoon.
So, can you guys tell me a little bit about what it is you're doing down here at Salt Lake City Nerd?
We're here taking in the nerd atmosphere.
We're also part of our little radio show, Dungeon Crawlers Radio. So we come down here, we've helped Ben out, get a lot of the authors and stuff like that down here.
So we're Dungeon Crawlers. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I don't have any idea what that is.
Sure, no problem. We're an internet-based geek radio show that pretty much goes over everything geek.
See, we have this setup here, and then we've got our big guy here who's pretty much got the same type voice box as what I have on. And he walks around inside the voice box and walks around the crowd.
That's really cool. I keep catching this guy over here and thinking he's like a real person.
Yeah, no, that's
and yeah,
animatronics. We have a few of them in the haunted house itself. Like I said, most of our cast inside are actual people.
And I just did an investigation last weekend. We were at a theater on stage, and we asked how many spirits are here. Half the people there is just all of a sudden immediately said 20. Everybody freaks out. We've got 20 spirits around us. I'm like, guys, calm down. Not counting the living people sitting on the stage, how many spirits are here? Everybody heard us say 8. We counted, there were 12 people in the room. So,
oh, come on!
I was like, cool, ghosts can do math. Some humans I know can't, but ghosts can do math.
It must be new math is what it is.
It's something like that, or old math, however you want to work it.
Alrighty, well, hey, I really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for talking with me.
So every week we have interviews with authors, TV personality, movie people come on the show. Artists.
Really, who's the most famous person you've ever had?
Well, we had Ted Raimi today. We've interviewed Tim Russ, R.A. Salvatore, Brandon Sanderson,
Tracy
Hickman. Those are just a few authors.
Margaret Weiss.
Yeah.
Isn't it hard to pin people like that down to come be on your show?
It used to be when we first started about 5 years ago, but now it's pretty much they're coming to us, which is awesome. It's pretty much we did because of the word of mouth and how we treat people when they're on the show. They just come on or they email us saying, "Hey, I got a new book coming out. Can we come on?"
You guys love Halloween, right? It's the greatest thing ever.
This is the greatest thing. I mean, just the thrill out of getting a scare, whether it be a startling scare or a creeping scare, whichever one. It's just a thrill to be able to get the scare out of people.
Yeah, I bet it is. It's a lot of fun. Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, I'll let you get back scaring people, but thanks for talking with me. I appreciate it. Alrighty, I'm here with the one and only Iron Man, right?
Yep.
So what does it take to put together a costume like this? Because it's pretty elaborate. It's not like you just threw it together in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it does take a lot of time. Just a lot of online research and making patterns, putting it together, finding the right material.
So what is it made out of? It's like styrofoam or latex?
Yeah, they're made out of those floor mats that you find, those fatigue mats that you find at like Harbor Freight, Walmart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the gym floor mats. Yeah, just cut them up and glue them together.
Oh, that's cool. So you got a reputation. You guys aren't jerks, obviously, right? You go and pump and promote. And 5 years, huh? Whose idea was it to do this?
Originally it was mine. I wanted to get on radio, and of course you have to have experience. So to get experience, I'm like, hey, I'll start this little podcast with my buddy. And unfortunately, it just kind of didn't happen with the radio station, but the show itself has just grown into something of its own.
Oh, he left. Look, he left you.
You totally abandoned us, Seth.
And he doesn't even care that he abandoned you. All right, I'm here with
Mandalorians. Black Canary.
Alice.
And can you? I have no idea what. I hate to call it a costume because I think you guys are gonna get mad at me for calling it a costume. But can you tell me who you're portraying?
Black Canary is from the DC. She's a founding member of the Justice League, and she's also one of the Birds of Prey with Catwoman and Barbara Gordon as the Oracle.
That's a lot of cutting and a lot of gluing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Takes a lot of time.
You probably got the strongest forearms in town. I mean, you do because you're Iron Man, but I mean, besides that.
It's mostly for comfort. You spend a lot of time in costume at cons, so it does help to have a lighter costume.
I would say, how hot is that thing?
It's not too bad in here, with the air conditioning.
So around December, it's a great costume.
Yeah, it actually works better in the winter than it does in the summer.
July, not so good.
Yeah, not so good in July. And not without some shade, at least.
What's the best part about doing it? What do you guys enjoy the most?
Oh, good question.
Oh, it gives me an area to rant. I get to go down my soapbox every now and again. Also, it's fun to share a little bit of my neurotic tendencies to the rest of the world.
Well, I think for me, the best part, the most rewarding part, is actually getting to meet these people that I've kind of idolized or read about, and I've known all these years, and now because of the show, we're friends, and we get to talk and we get to relate and push their stuff that they're doing as well as our own.
And you are?
I'm Alice from Resident Evil, the second movie. So
I thought Resident Evil was a game.
It's a game and a movie.
And a movie. See, I'm out of the loop, if you will. So why would you choose these characters to portray as somebody else?
Usually you choose somebody you can relate to. Black Canary I relate to, as well as Harley Quinn, but this one is a lot nicer makeup-wise. A lot less work. So laziness today.
Is that what it is? You're like, you know what, I just can't.
I'm not doing it today, yeah.
So this is kind of, I would equate this to the people you see at Walmart with pajama pants on. That's you at
my costume version of that.
SLC, yes.
Absolutely.
So where, besides SLC Nerd, where else would you wear this to?
I've worn it to all the conventions in Utah. I've worn it to Dragon Con in Georgia and Comic Con in California.
Do you ever just wear it to freak people out around town?
I do actually wear it quite often, almost every weekend, to charity events. I'm part of a group called Heroic. And we do charities as superheroes with a bunch of people that do different costumes, and so I'm in it quite a lot.
So 5 million pictures, and people make you sign autographs and everything, huh?
I don't actually sign any autographs, but I do a lot of pictures, yeah.
That's really cool. Alrighty, well, hey, I appreciate you talking with me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So how would I go about finding, I don't know, is it a podcast? Is that what it is? I'm not really sure exactly. How would I find it?
Sure. We broadcast actually live over the internet every week from Epic Puzzles and Games, which is in West Valley. It's a little game store. I'm sure you guys maybe have interviewed them already. And so it broadcasts live. You can go to dungeoncrawlersradio.com or Blog Talk Radio and look up Dungeon Crawlers that way. And then after that, it goes to an archive, so you can pick it up through iTunes, Stitcher, Google Talk, or anything like that.
Or you can just listen to all 5 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so, a lot of guns, so you're like, your personality is you like to shoot things.
Actually, my other costume is Princess Jasmine. I like.
Oh, really? So, you have Disney Princess, and then I'm going to destroy everything in my sight.
I like to show that you can be delicate, but you can also handle yourself.
There you go. I need you to come talk to my daughters. I have 10-year-old twins, and you could tell them, hey.
That's why I do it.
Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you.
Our live shows are every Monday night at 6 o'clock, going to 8.
So, you know what I think the best part about being on the radio would be? You can say whatever you want, and no one's there to dispel what you're saying, whether it's true or not. But I imagine you do stuff like that and someone disagrees. Do you ever get like hate mail or anything?
Yes. That recently happened actually a couple of weeks ago. We had a guest on that just said something that, was okay.
Listeners didn't agree with.
They didn't agree with it, and we got some hate mail.
I talked a little earlier with another girl about this sketch. I keep wanting to call it cabaret.
Cabaret.
I know I want to call it cabaret, and that's wrong, but that's what I want to call it. So can you explain a little bit about exactly what it is?
Well, that's a long, long explanation. But I guess if I was to sum it up, it's basically a collaborative effort of local artists, and that includes musicians, performers, models, and traditional artists, photographers even, and they just come together and express their creativity, and whether that be through the monthly event, or they do photo shoots, or they go out and they do events with the public. It just goes on from there, just bringing that local creativity together.
Alrighty, I am here with
Green Arrow.
And Green Arrow is affiliated with
the Justice League, part of the DC universe.
Really? So, why Green Arrow?
I have a friend who decided to make a Black Canary costume, and historically, Black Canary and Green Arrow are crime-fighting duo.
Oh, they're a team. So, I thought maybe he was going to battle against him down here tonight.
No, they're co-workers.
Oh, so they work together. They're not mortal enemies.
Right.
You got to read those over the air. That'd be great. Well, the ones you can. I mean, I'm sure some of them have colorful language.
Yeah, some had some very interesting things to say. But we have had people that have called in and dropped very interesting things because it is live radio, and you can't control anything. You get a guy that comes up and then drops the F-bomb, and you're like, well, yeah. So it happens.
Very good. Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, I really appreciate you talking to me. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot.
So is that what the pink background's for? Why that somebody ripped? But they got the pink background and the big lights. What exactly is the pink background for?
Oh, I think he just chose the pink background because it was fun and kind of comic-y. So it just fit with the setting of the SLC nerd.
No, it is. So it's just a background because I saw people saying they're getting their pictures taken and stuff, and I thought, what are they going to go like in post-production and make a boulder chase them like Indiana Jones or something? I didn't know.
We very well could do that. We have enough people on our team that are good with animation and special effects that they actually could go in there and change things around.
Alrighty, I'm here with
Scott Armstrong.
And can you explain to me what it is that you're dressed as today?
It's a very old 1971 Stanley Kubrick movie called A Clockwork Orange.
It seems like I've seen posters for that all over, but I've never seen the show. What exactly is it about?
It's about a man who indulges in what he refers to as ultra-violence. He drinks drugged milk, and then he goes out and he beats people up and he rapes women. It's not a very happy movie. But
it's not really family-oriented at all, is it?
No.
You have Wonder Woman, Robin, and Green Lantern with you here today.
Yeah, it's a family affair today.
So, and that's the thing. There's all kinds of people here. It's not just because I was here last year, and I thought nerd. I was expecting pocket protectors and suspenders, and some of this stuff is actually really cool. I don't know if it's really nerdy at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of great artwork here.
Yeah, I've seen the comic book people, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention the time you guys spend with your costumes and getting everything together. It's got to be...
Yeah, it's a blast to come out and do this. Absolutely.
Alrighty, man. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to... I don't know if you're hunting or shooting folks or what, but I appreciate you talking with me.
Thank you. You bet.
Some of the people that got their picture taken were kind of those creepy film kind of things, so we might change it up and make it look a little gory or, whatever, so it'd be more fun.
So if someone's interested in seeking your services, how would they do that?
So we do monthly events over at Club Mix, which is just right down the road from here, and we do it every third Friday of the month right after the gallery stroll, and we're actually opening up events in Park City at the end of every month on the Friday, and that Park City event's going to be huge and very exciting to go to.
I keep telling people that I saw it on TV, all 10 minutes of it.
They had to edit everything out. You see the intro and the credits.
Yeah, pretty much. But I thought it was an interesting movie, and it's a pretty cheap costume, so that's why I decided to go for it today.
And not too elaborate, because some of these people go all out. Holy smokes!
Well, I don't have the money for that,
or I don't have the time for it, or the money.
Exactly.
Alright, I'm here with
Miku.
And
Kaine.
And it seems my kids were talking about Miku, but I have no idea what that even is.
Well, I am a voice synthesizer for basically a computer program, so you can make music.
Oh, so you're like a electronic music program.
Yes.
I'm very confused. And your character is?
From a video game called Nier.
So you don't knock this person because she didn't say anything.
No, that's a bit of a undead problem we have over here, but yeah.
So if you don't go that, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah, especially it's just dealing with Sundance and all of those high-profile people. And if you're interested in gaming and wanting to get into video games, we actually have a lot of people from Disney and from EA Games, and you can come and hang out and chill with them. So.
Right on. I want to go hang out with Disney people.
Yeah, they're way fun.
Alrighty, cool. Well, hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think a lot of these guys live in their parents' basement. I don't know. He doesn't say nothing. He's like, I'm not getting in trouble.
They're going to cast aspersions.
I don't even know what that means, so I'm not going to do it either. righty, Mel. Hey, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with me.
Hey, no problem.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your character?
Yeah, actually, Kaine's a bit of a, excuse the language, she's a hard A. She don't take no stuff. Yeah, she's pretty gnarly. She fights for a good cause, and she says it how it is. So, yeah.
Really? So, can somebody explain to me? I'm not.
Have you ever played Fatal Frame?
No, I think the last game I played was Donkey Kong.
That doesn't help at all. No.
Well, she's obviously not going to talk to me, so maybe you can explain a little bit.
I actually haven't played the game myself. You're going to want to go to that one.
Alrighty, I'm here with
Scott.
And Scott, we just talked to the guy with the big flashy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you should look into getting one of them voice boxes to help you talk a little bit like he has.
It would help, yeah.
So, was it you that knocked the casket over earlier, or was that just like one of your ghosts, or?
Wasn't me.
You're like, wasn't me. I get blamed for everything. Don't bring him toward me. I don't know what to do with that guy. I just won't look at him and go away. Watch.
Oh my!
Look at his hands. He can crush my. Look, you see? He's trying to do the high five.
Basically, Fatal Frame is a game where you go around with a camera and you're taking pictures of spirits that haunt houses and such, and this is such spirit haunting us.
So she's like a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Who ever thought that would have ever become a video game? Yes, so we could actually use her later on this evening, but, you know, it looks like she's not much fun to talk to, so we could use her photo. Where's her camera at?
Oh, we gotta find the people with the cameras. They're the one looking for her.
Oh, so I thought she was taking pictures of the spirits. She's the spirit we took a picture of.
Yes.
You guys this is confusing stuff for me.
Pretty intense. It is.
All right, you guys. Well, hey, thanks for talking. Well, two of you, thanks for talking with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's great.
Scott, stop drooling on the floor. Stop eating the children. It's never ending.
Yeah, I understand. I'm the same way, kind of the whipping boy.
Yeah.
So, you have a tough week at the office, or what?
I didn't make my sales quota. Hasn't been the same since the 70s.
They're pretty tough on you guys down there, huh?
Yeah.
All right, anyway, I just wanted to stop and say hi. I appreciate you talking with me. Scott, have a good day. Alrighty, folks. Hey, that's going to do it for me down here at Salt Lake City Nerd. Hey, if you get a chance to come check this event out, it's really cool. It's not nerdy at all. At least I don't think it is. So get a chance, come down, check out Salt Lake City Nerd. That would be a great babysitting tool. Get in your room and don't come out, or this guy is going to be waiting for you. I don't know if that's really babysitting.